The girl rode home on her bike and disappeared without a trace. The police began searching, sifting through hundreds of hours of CCTV footage to figure out what had happened to her. They soon found a tiny clue that would ultimately turn the case around. And when the truth finally came out, thousands of people were shocked by the turn of events. Michaela Mickey Shunick was born on May 21, 1990, in Lafayette, Louisiana, USA. She lived with her parents and two siblings, an older sister, Charlie, and a younger brother, Zach. In the spring of 2012, Mickey was a senior at the University of Louisiana at Lafayette, where she studied anthropology. She led an active lifestyle and was known on campus as an avid cyclist, preferring to travel around the city on her bike even at night. Mickey was always concerned about her safety, so she carried pepper spray with her in case of a possible threat. Mickey was last seen on May 19, 2012 at 1:45 a.m. She had spent the entire evening with friends, enjoying music and socializing at a local bar. That night, the girl left the group with one of her friends, Brettley Wilson. Brettley and Mickey rode their bikes to the guy's house. There, they took Brettley's car and went to the late-night Taco Bell for food. After grabbing a bite to eat, Mickey left the Brettley's house at 1:45 a.m., riding her bike to her parents' house. The friend's house was about 4 miles from Mickey's house. In the morning, Mickey was going to attend her brother Zach's graduation. Her parents hoped that the girl would come straight there, since she had not spent the night at home. Mickey did not come to the graduation. She was not at home either. The family thought that Mickey had stayed at one of her friends' houses and simply overslept, but that was not like her. At lunchtime, Mickey's parents and sister started calling her friends. It turned out that the last person to see her was Brettley Wilson. At 1:45 a.m., after that, Mickey's trail was lost and she did not come home. At 5 p.m. on May 19, 2012, Mickey Shunick's parents called police to report their daughter missing. The first thing the police did was interview Brettley Wilson. Investigators decided to check Mickey Shunick's bike path using CCTV cameras on the streets she rode. But May 19, 2012 was a Saturday. Police were unable to view the camera data until Monday, May 21, because they were unable to contact the local companies that monitored and serviced the cameras over the weekend. Mickey's father, Tom, complained that if Mickey had been kidnapped, the delays would have given the kidnappers at least 2 days head start. After reviewing CCTV footage, investigators saw Mickey riding his bike through the streets of his hometown, and how Mickey is followed by a white Chevy car. It became clear that Mickey had disappeared on St. Landry Street, where there were no CCTV cameras. The police searched the area where Mickey Shunick had disappeared. They wanted to find out, could she have been the victim of a car accident? Many acquaintances and friends came out to search for Mickey Shunick. The territory was large, and any help would be welcome. Volunteers and police officers searched for Mickey for days. 8 days after Mickey's disappearance, her bike was found by a pair of fishermen. It had been dumped in the Atchafalaya River area, 25 miles, about 40 kilometers, from where Mickey was last seen on camera. The bike had a badly damaged rear wheel and a bent rim. Police believe Mickey was hit by someone, causing her to fall off her bike. The bike was thrown into the swamp by someone driving up to it in a car. The FBI joined the investigation because they suspected that a kidnapping was taking place. The police were looking for the car that was chasing Mickey that night. Experts found out that it was a Chevrolet Z-71. The police released photos from cameras and information about the car and asked for help from the public. On the 14th of June, 2012, the police received a message that the same car was abandoned and burned in San Jacinto County, Texas. Its owner had previously reported it stolen. The owner of the burned pickup truck was an offshore oil worker and a registered sex offender, Brandon Scott Laverne. About 3 weeks after the burned vehicle was discovered, police arrested Brandon Scott Laverne. The police had grounds to do so, as Brandon was listed on the sex offender registry. He was registered as a level 3 sex offender. This is the most serious classification, requiring the offender to be registered for life. A woman from Lafayette, where Mickey had gone missing, called the police. Tasha Patterson reported that Brandon had given her a ride in his truck and had started harassing her. The area was crowded, and the woman simply left. And Brandon, in her words, went driving around town looking for other women. Thus, the police were able to establish that Brandon Laverne was in the town of Lafayette at the time when Mickey Shunick went missing. It was also proven that Laverne was in the place where the girl's bicycle was found. Police found that the day after Mickey's disappearance, Brandon went to a New Orleans hospital with stab wounds. Laverne himself explained that he was robbed at a gas station, but could not provide any details, location and time, number of assailants, to the police. Brandon was arrested and charged with kidnapping and aggravated murder. After his arrest, almost 3 months after Mickey's disappearance, police confirmed that they had found what was left of the girl. The burial was 100 yards from the highway, 91.5 meters, about 35 miles, 56 kilometers, from Brandon Laverne's home, and 45 miles, 72 kilometers, from Mickey's home. Investigators told the criminal that the prosecutor would seek the death penalty for him. This forced Brandon to confess to avoid execution. On the 17th of August 2012, Laverne pleaded guilty to first-degree murder. He not only confessed to the kidnapping and murder of Mickey Shunick, but also to the June 1999 murder of another girl, Lisa Pate. She was found in September 1999. The criminal said he saw Mickey alone on her bike on the night of May 19, 2012. He followed her and hit her bike with his car. The girl fell, and he put her in his car. He threw the bike into the back of his pickup. The criminal had a knife and a gun. He threatened Mickey, but the girl still reached for her phone, and when the criminal snatched the phone from her, she sprayed him in the face. He jerked back, but that didn't stop him. With fury in his eyes, he grabbed Mickey by the arm and with a strong jerk sat her back in the car, locking her inside. "You thought this would end just like that?" he said, smiling ominously. "You don't know what I'm capable of." Mickey tried not to panic. She looked around, looking for a way out, but the road was empty and dark. She felt her hands begin to shake with fear, but she forced herself to concentrate. She knew that if she didn't act, she might not make it out alive. The criminal was in no hurry, driving along a deserted road, looking back in the rearview mirror several times, as if he was afraid that someone would notice them. The girl managed to get hold of the knife. The criminal was wounded several times, but he grabbed the knife firmly with his hand. I can't describe everything. The article will be blocked. The point is that Mickey did not give up. She fought with the monster. Unfortunately, he had a gun. Brandon was seriously injured. His injuries were later described in the hospital as life-threatening. That is why he did not have the strength to cover up the crime. It was Mickey's resistance that saved her honor, did not allow the criminal to cover his tracks, and saved many more women from his clutches. The criminal burned his pickup truck to get rid of evidence, having previously reported it stolen. And he bought a similar car to avoid suspicion. Brandon Laverne was sentenced to 2 life sentences and hard labor, with no probation, parole, or suspension of sentence. Despite his guilty plea, he filed multiple appeals to overturn those same pleas. The criminal claimed that he was pressured. The criminal burned his pickup truck to get rid of evidence, having previously reported it stolen. And he bought a similar car to avoid suspicion. Brandon Laverne was sentenced to 2 life sentences and hard labor, with no probation, parole, or suspension of sentence. Despite his guilty plea, he filed multiple appeals to overturn those same pleas. The criminal claimed that he was pressured. In 2015, a Louisiana court rejected his petition. Mickey Shunick's family continues to maintain a social media page dedicated to finding Mickey. Now, relatives of other missing people share information there.
I miss talking to her. She always had something funny to say. At the time she disappeared, she and all her friends were in school, and now they're teaching and counseling and, doing other things, and she's Forever 21.
Mickey Shunick's story is a tragic yet inspiring example of willpower and determination. Her courage and resistance to the criminal not only helped expose his crimes, but also saved many other potential victims. This case shows how important it is to be careful, especially at night, and how even one person who does not give in to danger can change the course of events. Mickey's family continues to keep her memory alive by helping other families who have lost loved ones. Her story is a reminder that justice can prevail, and even the darkest moments can lead to light and hope for others. The story of Mickey Shunick is a sad but inspiring example of strength and courage. Her resistance helped solve the crime and save others. This case reminds us of the importance of caution and vigilance, especially at night. Be careful, take care of yourself and your loved ones. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.